that deserves to be worshipped besides Allah. We thank Almighty God, Allah, for doing something for black people here in the wilderness of North America that He has never done for people in the past that have fallen from the pinnacle of power and success the way we have fallen. Normally when the people fall from their top position, He sends them a messenger, warner, or a prophet. But we thank Allah that He recognized that the hell that we call as black people in North America was so great and grievous that He couldn't just send us a messenger or a prophet, but He would have to come and seek and save us Himself. We thank Almighty God, Allah, for His personal intervention in our affairs in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, who came to give the black man and woman the prototype for what we could look like if we submitted to the truth. But we know a prototype means nothing unless there's a process attached to that prototype that the people that are attached to that belief in the prototype can actually be what they're looking at. So we thank Him for coming to be that prototype and for giving us Islam as a process. But then even if you got a process and a prototype, it don't mean nothing unless you got proof that the process works. And we thank Allah for that proof that the process works. His name is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And His name is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, two witnesses that the process does in fact work. Before I began, I wanted to extend to all that are here the love and greetings of Assalamu Alaikum from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Please return the greetings. We will do just that. We will do just that. For anybody looking around at us thinking something wrong with us for what we just did. Now, ain't nothing wrong with us, but there's something wrong with you if you got a problem with it. Because last I checked, right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, when that no good ham sandwich eating judge walks out. Come on now. What does the bailiff say? All rise. Is that right? And then they got the nerve to say that the Honorable Judge so-and-so now presents. Well, Farrakhan more honorable than any judge in Milwaukee. And he's more worthy than he should for all of the So when he gives the greetings, we stand to our feet and return that greeting, whether he can see us or not. Come on. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is so proud of you, Brother William, and your laboring staff for your great hard work and sacrifice in the cause. We thank Allah for you. I want you to know, Milwaukee, you have one of the greatest soldiers that we have in the nation of Islam. What's so beautiful about this great representative that you have is that he doesn't boast in the title of minister, even though he's that. He boasts in the title of brother. And he is that. Yes, sir. We thank Allah for you, Brother William, and you on the staff and labor, and man that got the heart of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Well, today, sisters and brothers, for our brief time that we have together, you know we got to talk about it because, you know, black people don't know what to do no more. Trump is in office. Somebody they said, man, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? What these next 4 years gonna be like? Hell, if you black in America, the same as the last 400. I don't know what's wrong with us. We act like this is the first time we ever had a cracker in the White House. We didn't have 43 Donald Trumps before this one showed up. Why are we tripping so much? I take the witness stand in agreement with Brother William. I'm glad that he got in office. Because black people are fast asleep. And for some reason we have thought that the mask of civility that white people have been wearing is the real them. Somehow, some way, when we meet and Doug and Biff and Jill and Muffy in the public for a 30-minute exchange at Walmart or a 4-minute exchange at Starbucks.
or a 4-hour exchange on the job.
Come on.
We assumed that we were meeting the real them.
Right.
But breaking news, you weren't meeting the real them. As Starbucks said, Walmart know your job, you was meeting white folks' local representative. But when Trump came out, as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, he tapped into the vein of the common white man.
Right.
Walmart, it activated in them their regular devil propensity.
That's right.
To be their evil self. So black people been crying all over America. Sad reality is that if we were to go to the root of our tears, the root of our tears is not that a man that's a bully, that's a racist, that's a sexist, that is an immoral, wicked man has gotten into office. The real reason we cry is because 62 million white people voted for that man. So what that does to us is it forces us to say, well, wait a minute, if 62 million people voted for this man, am I living around 62 million Donald Trumps? That's right. Had Hillary Clinton got into office, it wouldn't have been the sounding of an alarm clock. We wouldn't have woke up. We would have lulled back to sleep and been sitting around waiting for a benevolent white woman.
Right.
To do for us what no white man or politics has ever done for us.
That's right.
In the annals of history, there never has been in history nor in scripture that a politician has saved the people. Pharaoh did not save the children of Israel.
Right.
King Herod didn't look out for the people of Palestine. The Quraysh tribe didn't help the Arabs out of the state of Jahiliyyah. There never has been a political person that has redeemed the people. Redemption has always come from messengers. Has always come from warners. Has always come from prophets. Has always come from messianic men of the moment.
That's right.
So today our eyes need to be taken off of politics as a whole.
Yes.
And taken off of the presidential pulpit, and we need to start looking at the man that's the messianic man of the moment.
That's right, brother.
And find out what God has said to him is our solution. And I'm saying that if we really want to turn our neighborhoods from a colony to a community and make our communities a safe and decent place to live, all you got to do is follow the word and the way of Farrakhan. And pray like everything depends on God. And work like everything depends on you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. That's it. That's it. Everything else is just evidence.
Yes.
If Hillary Clinton would have got into office, it wouldn't have been an alarm clock that woke us up and caused us to start looking around. I was on the streets yesterday, and a brother pulled up that don't never like buying the Final Call newspaper. And whenever he pulled up, he said, it's the Mosque, I got to do an edited version. He said, man, this is some BS, man. I said, what are you talking about? Trump, man. I said, yes, sir. Man, what we gonna do? Give me that damn paper, man. What he was trying to say is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad been saying. Islam comes after all else has failed. I don't know what we're gonna do, but I need to find an answer. Let me check out that Final Call newspaper. Y'all still all right?
Yes, sir.
So, brothers and sisters, unfortunately, we have an overappraisal of what politics can do for us as a people.
Come on.
And as a result of our overappraisal of the power that politics has, we've been putting out yard signs and going behind the little cheap shower curtain, pulling levers, hoping at last one day somehow that if we get this person in office and that person in office, that they're going to make sure we get our fair share.
Yes, sir.
But I asked Brother William the other day about the amount of Asians that are in government inside of this great city of Milwaukee.
Speak. Come on now. Teach.
He said, I don't think we have none.
Teach now.
I said, y'all don't have no Asians on the school board?
Right.
I don't think so. What about city council? No. When you look on the federal level, you don't see Asians in the Senate or the Congress.
Come on.
Yet in every major city in America, there's a Chinatown.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And even though Asians don't participate in politics, they still are people that operate with power. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said this. He said, politics without economics
Come on.
is symbol without substance.
That's right.
Politics is nothing more than a power distribution system.
Yes.
But you cannot distribute what you don't possess. So in order for us to even use politics as a distribution center for power, we have to show up with some power.
Some power. That's right.
Does this make sense?
Yes, sir.
So the Asians, they don't pull a lot of levers. They don't put out yard stands. They don't vote. But you go into Chinatown, and all the stores have their original language on it. Is that the truth?
Yes, sir.
They have their own banks. The police don't come down there and shoot down none of them. Is this the truth?
Yes, sir.
They have a community.
Right.
But when you come to the black community, we have, as Brother said, so-called community. We have an environment where we share the same space and time as a people, but we don't share the power that comes from that space and time from those people.
That's right.
So inside of almost every black neighborhood, you have an Italian pizzeria, but the Italians that set up the pizza shop in the hood don't live in the hood.
Right.
So they come in and they suck the money out of the environment and take it to fuel another environment.
That's right.
In every black neighborhood that you see in any city in America, you have an Indian cell phone
That's
shop.
right.
Go ahead.
They show up in the hood and they extract the power from the hood because at the end of it, money is power.
That's right.
That's why it's called currency. The root word of currency is the same Latin origin for current. And current is power.
Yes.
So when you say currency, medium of exchange, you're talking about distribution of power when you talk about money.
Come on. Go ahead.
So they come in and they suck out our currency or our current or our power, and then they go and fund a whole nother environment.
That's right.
Is this the truth?
Yes, sir.
In every neighborhood, you have a Jewish pawn shop. But the Jews don't live in the hood we live in.
Right.
In every neighborhood, you got a white-owned payday loan spot.
Come on now.
But them crackers don't live in the neighborhood that we
Right.
live in that suck our blood. In every neighborhood, you got a little convenience store attached to a gas station. Maybe it's not like it here in Milwaukee. Well, one of them Arabs back there. Is that right? Not only do they come and suck the blood from the community and not live in the community, but they don't even have respect for us while they're in our community. They have pork rinds on the rats, but they don't eat swine flesh.
Come on now.
They have blackened mouths and cigarillos all behind the thing, but they don't smoke that match.
That's right.
They have lottery tickets waiting on us up front, but they don't play the lottery. They have alcohol all in the freezer, alcohol. They have drug paraphernalia for sale, but they don't use none of that drug paraphernalia. And they stand behind 3 inches of bulletproof glass, calling our women out of their name.
Come on now.
Selling us stuff that they themselves don't even touch. Is this the truth?
Yes, sir.
And our sisters come in there that are poor and have to treat the small little convenience store like a grocery store. So they come in with the EBT card and they're buying multiple items, and then the little L behind the bulletproof glass got the nerve to be disrespectful, make passes at her, and call her out of her name. If we were a real community, we wouldn't let this madness go on. If we were a real community and anybody, Arab, Italian, Jew, Indian, Pakistani, white man, or hell a black man,
Come on now.
set up shop to exploit us and disrespect our women. If we were real men, we would break that glass
Yes, sir.
and whoop his glass. That's right. Whoop his glass. If we was a real community. So a colony is an environment where the people that live in the environment generate power, but other people outside of the community set up shop to extract the power and use that power to fund their own community.
That's right.
But a community is whenever the power that's generated inside of that environment stays in that environment to empower and improve the condition of that environment. Have you noticed that even though you got the Jewish pawn shop, you got the white man payday loan, you got the Italian pizzeria, we got the Indian cell phone shop, we got the Pakistanis and the Arabs with the little convenience stores, and then we have, if you want to get your nails done, Koreans got that market sold up. You want to buy some hair care products?
Right.
Koreans got that. So, but have you ever went to see a Little League baseball game and it was sponsored by one of them Korean beauty supply spots?
No, sir.
Have you ever seen a little football team sponsored by one of these convenience stores? So you mean to tell me not only do they suck the blood out of our community, but they won't even back up even a Little League baseball team?
Come on.
No, if we were a community, we wouldn't even let this happen.
That's right, brother.
We would regulate the affairs of our
Yes,
people.
sir.
What do y'all think? So, right now, people are looking and saying, I can't understand why, how could the people vote for a racist to be the president of the United States? Hell, the United States is a racist country.
That's right.
Have you forgotten that we were stolen? Did you forget that we were kidnapped?
Come on.
That we were robbed of our name, our culture, our language, moral ways, folkways, norms, our God? Did you forget? Have you forgotten that there's been 2,000 black males killed by white police officers in the last 3 years?
Come on now.
And only 8 of them have ever went to court, and only 4 of them have been convicted?
Come on.
You mean to tell me out of 2,000 murders, only 4 people went to jail for it?
Come on.
This is a racist country. This is the country, the same country where if you are black and you go to school with your white counterpart, and you graduate from the same school in the same year with the same grades in the same field, and you both go into the economic system of America, the black person will get paid 60% the wages of his white counterpart. Do you know that if you convert 60% into a fraction, it becomes 3/5? So even though they don't talk to 3/5, they treat us like that.
Right.
Oh, this is a racist country. We still the last hire and the first 5. We still have to work twice as hard to get half as much. There still is the unwritten constitution that governs white people and powers sing, nigga dance, nigga jump, or nigga die. And if you study black people, these are the only 4 areas of human endeavor that we are allowed to express our greatness without hindrance or suppression. If we're not singing, dancing, or jumping, which means playing a sport, the only other thing we can do is be in the cemetery. That's the country that we live in right now.
Right.
How could he's a bully. What did America do to Iran?
Come on now.
What has America done to Afghanistan? What did America do to Iraq? What did they do to Vietnam?
Come on now.
Everywhere America wants to go, they don't go over there and deliberate and negotiate and let just policies rule. America has no natural resources to supply its own needs, let alone the rest of the world. Yet it is the world's superpower. Don't you know by nature, whoever has the most needed natural resource is the superpower of the planet? So if oil is the most needed natural resource, then by nature, Saudi Arabia, by nature, Iran, by nature, Iraq, they are supposed to be the world's superpowers? Well, how did America become the world's superpower with no oil? It's because they don't have oil wells, they just got a bigger gun.
Right.
So they show up all over the world. Right now, there is military bases and American soldiers in over 40 nations. Right now, the United States, as of yesterday, was dropping bombs on 7 different countries.
Come on now.
It ain't on CNN.
Right.
It's not on MSNBC. It's not on CBS, ABC, or Fox, but it's happening. Right. America is a bully. So hell, the Statue of Liberty may need to be taken down.
Come on now.
And just put Trump there.
Right.
Because he really is the symbol of what America is all about.
Right.
You say, how are they going to vote for this man? This man is just, he's just a materialistic man. Well, hell, what is America?
Come on. Right.
But he talked about grabbing women by the private part. Well, hell, he's immoral, and so is the United States of America. He is the individual representation of what America is all about. And I'm telling you, black man and woman, that's why God is going to destroy this country.
That's right.
Number one, because anytime you study history, a nation where everything goes will soon be gone.
Right.
And bigger than all of that, the fact that America has kidnapped a whole nation of people.
Right, that's right.
And made us slaves for 400 years, and we never got reparations, never even got an apology. God has not forgotten about that.
That's right.
And he is going to attack retribution for what this country has done to you and me. Now don't get sad, brothers and sisters. Oh, no, America gonna fall. No, but if America is falling, we already at the bottom anyway.
Right.
Yeah, we've been failed. Matter of fact, we ain't even got up. So if an object is falling, and you already at the bottom, it's not time to get sad, it's time to get out the way. And let him come up. They say, man, that's messed up. Man, look at his arm.
Go ahead.
Kick him on out the way and get the rebuild.
Right.
That's the right way to do it. All around the country, there's been incidents where Muslim women have had their hijabs snatched off of their head. Some of the Muslims have been punched in the face. Some of the Arab Muslims.
Yes.
No, that's clear. Very clear. We keep Facebook Live right now. Come on. And we serve notice to all the Trump supporters. And any other cracker that think like that. Come on. If you mess with this group of sisters, called the MTT and GCC, black women who belong to the man of this house, if you mess with these, we will hunt your ass down. We will kill your ass. prayer rug and we'll come up off that prayer rug with Allahu Akbar and our eyes bent on finding your behind. We'll break every bone that you own.
That's right.
Just for the record. In that order, in case somebody got a bright idea. It would not be a good idea. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Sorry. Accidentally on purpose. Y'all still all right?
Yes, sir.
So, brothers and sisters, maybe we need to take a page out of the Asian's book. Maybe, did you know that in the Asian community, a dollar remains in their community 28 to 30 days before it leaves?
That's right.
In the Jewish community, a dollar stays among them for 17 days before it leaves. Even among our Latino and Hispanic family, they keep that dollar about 14 days. But in the black community, you got your seatbelts on.
Yes, sir.
You got it on, please strap in. In the black community, a dollar stays in our community 3 to 6 hours before it leaves. That means that if we got a direct deposit, come on now, on Friday morning, before we even got off of work, the white man got off. I'm getting it back. They say that a dollar circulates in the Asian and the Jewish community 7 to 10 times before it ever leaves their community. But in the black community, a dollar only circulates 1/10 of one time. Can you even call that circulate? Because technically, circulate means make a circle. Right. So to make a circle, you got to make at least one lap around the track. So 1/10 of one time is not ain't a lap. That's barely a 100-yard dash. Do you know what it means to say that a dollar circulates 7 to 10 times before it leaves? Remember that money is a medium of exchange that's called currency, that comes from the same Latin root word as current, which means power or energy.
Right.
So whenever a dollar remains in a community 7 to 10 times before it leaves, that means that people are exchanging power and energy with one another. The same unit of power is being used by different persons in that cycle when that person needs it the most. Okay, I got two sisters that understand what I'm trying to say. Oh, what am I going to do, boys? Example, y'all want to see this? Okay, I have a grocery store. Y'all got that, right? What do I have? A grocery store. My sister, what you want? You want a grocery? No, I gotta get something different. I got one already. I guess you want a restaurant? She has a restaurant. Dry cleaners. Barbershop. Bank. Who said that? I want a bank. Bank? Okay. All right, well, it's just us four in the group. What do I have? Now, I have a grocery store, right? Yes, sir. But in order for me to eat, sometimes I'm going to go to the restaurant to eat. Is that right? Yes, sir. So some of the money that I got from the grocery store, I'm going to spend to get a good meal from the restaurant. Yes, right? Yes, sir. Now at the restaurant, in order for them to stay in business, the people got to be well groomed and look right. Right. So they got to go to the barber shop to get faded. Right?
Yes, sir.
So some of the money that came from my grocery store that I spent at her restaurant now has to go to my sister's barber shop to make sure that the barber can get paid. But then the barber, he cutting so many heads, he needs some money, so he got to go put it where? But everybody at the bank got to what? Eat. So at some point, they got to come to the to 10 times, we can make a little look like a lot.
That's right. That's right.
So what Jews do, what Asians do, is by shopping with their brother before they shop with another. They spend their money with their own, keeping the power from one hand to the next, and that way they can make a little look like a lot. Because technically, the restaurant's living off of my grocery store money when I don't need it no more. And then she needs to cut. So now the beauty shop and barber shop is living off the money that I gave her. Then the bank gets it and it comes back to me. So at the end of the day, it's really just an exchange of power. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So if we're going to go from a colony to a community, then whoever does business in our environment must either be us and we live there and take some of the profit that we make to make sure that the environment can grow and be enhanced, that we can increase the property value. Or if you are Mr. Italian, Mr. Jew, Mr. Pakistani, Indian, Mr. or Mrs. Korean, and you go set up shop in our community, you either going to have to live here, or you're going to have to kick in to make sure you do something to increase the property value of where we live.
Right.
And if you don't, then you will meet or else.
That's right.
So what do we do? We don't go burn it down. No. See, a real community understands that shop with your brother before you what? So first thing I'm going to do is anything to make a community, anything that I need or want, let me find out if there's a black person that sells it. There's an app you can get on your phone called Where You. W-H-E-R-E, the letter U. And you can tap on that app in any city you are in. Type in what kind of business you're looking for and hit the enter button, and it will pull up every black business in that city that supplies what you want or what you need. Did y'all hear this?
Yes, sir.
And if you got to drive a little farther, so what?
Right.
If you got to pay a little more, so what?
Right.
Well, one thing about us, we hard on one another.
Right.
But we real merciful on our end. Every year on the news in every city there is one of these pizza restaurants where the driver then got caught putting some extra sauce on the pizza. I ain't talking about tomato sauce. And we look on TV and say, ugh, that's nasty. Maybe that's why they call it Domino's. I don't know, I'm just saying. Gambling. And we look on there and say, you know what, I ain't buying no pizza from them nasty people. So no, and 2 weeks later, yeah, can I get a meatloaf? But let us go to a black-owned business. We go to a black-owned restaurant and they just short us one hush puppy. Forget to put the ketchup packs inside with the fries. First thing we do when we come, we gonna open the bag up to everybody we know. You see this? Look at this. Did I not ask for 3 packs of ketchup? Did I not ask for 3 packs of ketchup? You heard. You did. Did you hear? Did I not ask for 3 packs of ketchup? These niggas have put 2 packs of ketchup in here. I ain't never. See, we hard on one another, but real merciful on our enemies. No, we have to be willing, brothers and sisters, to drive a little bit farther and pay a little bit more, because at the end of the day, the people that run that restaurant live in our community, work in our community. Therefore, if I can keep the power in here, I can turn it from a colony into a community. Y'all still okay?
Yes, sir.
So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is guiding us where we will have some degree of political involvement, but we have to redistribute our energy in a way that we are not foolish with the amount of effort we put into politics. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Did you know, brothers and sisters, that the legal definition of insanity is someone that does the same thing over and over again, expecting different results? Question is, how long have we been voting?
Right.
We've been voting, we've been campaigning, we've been putting the Negro here, a Negro there, a white person, and we ain't got nothing from politics yet. At what point do we come to our senses and say, I'm insane for doing this? And maybe I'll put 10% of my energy into politics, but the other 90% got to go somewhere else.
That's right.
What do y'all think?
Yes, sir.
So, one of our biggest problems as a people is that a political party is supposed to be a vehicle. We've been trying to make it into a house.
Right.
See, whenever the Republicans came up with their symbol,
Come on now.
it was an elephant. You don't live on elephants, you use them as a mode of transportation. When the Democrats picked their symbol, what did they pick? The donkey. You don't live on a donkey, you ride a donkey to get from where you need to go to where you want to go. Truth?
Yes, sir.
So a donkey and an elephant is a means of transportation. Our problem is that we don't know where the hell we're going.
Right.
So we just get on the donkey or the elephant, and wherever it's going, we riding with it. And while we've been loyal to the donkey, loyal to the elephant done sat on us.
Right.
And the donkey done bucked us.
Right.
So the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we don't need to be loyal to the Democratic Party, nor the Republican Party, nor the Democrats, because all of it's politics.
Right.
He said we must make up and come up with our own political machine.
Come on now.
See, machine, not animal. The donkey and the elephant are moving too slow for us. They're not taking us where we need to go at the time we need to get there. So we need to have a political machine.
Come on now.
Because a machine can move faster than an animal. And if we develop our own political machine with purpose, we can get where we're trying to go faster. Y'all still okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, if politics is nothing more than a distribution of power, did you know that white people in power literally use voter participation as the litmus test to see how much people still believe in the system?
That's right. That's right.
Did you hear it? In other words, see, they want to know, have you caught on to the game yet?
Right.
Have you figured out that this is nothing more than an illusion?
Come on.
That the presidents are selected before they ever are elected. And even though they tell you this is a democratic society with one man, one vote, yet you'll have Hillary Clinton win by 2 million votes, but she ain't the president right now. You had Al Gore win by 3 million votes, but he wasn't the president. But yet one man, one vote.
Wow.
And then it's an electoral college. And each state, they ain't depending upon size. You got little bitty states with big ballot votes. You don't know what it's a game that's being played. So what they want to do is they want to know, can we get you Negroes to put some yard signs up? Can we get y'all to go door to door with the clipboard? And register to vote. Register to vote. Are you registered to vote? Are you registered to vote? And what they really are doing is they're trying to see how much the Negroes still believe in the system of white supremacy.
That's right.
That's right.
Because they know that when people stop voting, they start revolting.
Come on.
So whole nother reason.
Come on.
Because when the math was done, only 25% of the people voted for Hillary Clinton. And 25% of the other eligible voters voted for Donald Trump.
Come on.
But 47% of those eligible to vote didn't vote at all.
Oh.
So what they're looking at is that, man, a quarter of the people with her, a quarter of the people with him, and half the people ain't with none of this.
Come on now.
Are y'all seeing this?
Yes, sir.
Preach now.
So there's a time coming.
Yeah.
Well, see, brothers and sisters, our problem is that we think the system is broke.
Come on.
The system ain't broke. It was built like this.
That's right.
They never built the United States of America for black people. When they wrote the Declaration of Independence, the preamble, and the Constitution, and they said, we the people, for the people, by the people, we were 3/5 of a person. So we were part of the people that they were talking about. They were talking about we white people. For us, white people. They never built America with black people's, the goal of black people ever becoming citizens, much less rulers. We were disposable human property that would be used to build America as slaves. That was it. So everything that we're doing now is not a part of their plan. Y'all still with me?
Yes, sir.
So we used to have a saying that all politics is local. And that is some truth to that. So sisters and brothers, instead of getting caught up into the magic show,
Come on. That's what it is.
and watching a sleight of hand,
That's right.
and we can't figure out how the hell the line got way over there and it was just over there. How did the magician get all the way in Hawaii when I just seen him on the stage?
Come on.
We need to take our mind completely off of the national election because it's a scam. And let's focus on finding people that look like us, that live where we live, and let's back them.
Come on.
To put them into a position of power, since all politics is local.
Come on.
And if you sign up to be our representative, you don't sign the paper in ink, you got to sign it in your blood.
That's right. Come on.
You understand what that means, right? See, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us the highest definition of commitment. His teacher, Master Farad Muhammad, asked him a question. Have you not learned that your word shall be bond regardless to?
Whom or what?
Whom or
What?
Well, whom is anybody that lives on the planet? And what is any circumstance that could ever show up?
Right.
The most honorable Elijah Muhammad answered his teacher. He said, yes, sir, my word is my bond. And bond is life. And I will give my life before my word shall fail. See, anybody running for us that we put our mind, money, and muscle behind, that we invest our time, talent, and treasure in getting them to a political position, if we do all of that, you're going to have to sign and make your word bond and bond be life. And before you punk out on what you said you were going to do, you should be dead.
Come on.
And if we got that kind of politics, we got something coming. Y'all still okay? Yes, sir. Then the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said last Saturday, in this strategy to take back our community, he said, we must control the politics in our community. Y'all got that formula, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
Deal with the local. Find people that look like us, think like us, that are willing to make word bond and bond life, and let's back them up and hold them accountable and make their word bond.
Come on.
That's the kind of people we need in political positions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Might I suggest, brothers and sisters, before we ever pick a person, we need to pick some principles?
Yes, sir.
Might I suggest to us as a people here in Milwaukee, before we ever run a who, we need to figure out the what we want them to be doing?
Right.
The problem with us versus other people is that the reason why the Jews and the reason why the Asians have power is because they have an agenda before they ever allow a person to be selected.
Right.
So whenever they meet somebody, they don't care whether you the Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green Party, Libertarian. They want to know this is what we want. That's our agenda. Check off how much of this you're willing to manifest. And if they're willing to take 8 of the 10 that we put on there, then we say, okay, we'll go ahead and back you up, and we would expect you to figure out how to get them other 2 in there too.
Yes, sir.
We as a people have to have a checklist.
Yes, sir.
An itemized priority agenda that lists what we agree that we want from anybody running for office.
Come on.
And then we make them, look, this is what we want. And if you're willing to live up to that, we'll back you up.
Right.
You sign on the line, though, you do understand that you've signed in blood.
Right.
Y'all still okay?
Yes, sir.
You said, man, this sounds a little rough. Well, it's going to take that.
Yes, sir.
Drastic circumstances call for drastic measures.
Yes, sir.
Y'all still okay?
Yes, sir.
Next thing he said after the politics, he said we must control the economics of our community. Y'all heard the principle, shop with your brother before you do what? Shop with your brother. We got to shop with our... So the first law of economic control is find black people that have what we want or what we need. And let's spend our money with them before we spend our money with anybody else.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Can we do that?
Yes, sir.
Second, whoever's in our community of any other group, they have to participate in helping to make our community better, and we will tell them how to do that. Y'all still got that?
Yes, sir.
The next phase of economics, control on economics, is we got to boycott again, brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir.
But why don't we just take Christmas from the devil and give it back to Jesus?
Come on now.
Huh? Santa Claus, how does Santa Claus knock Jesus out the spot?
Come on.
Come on.
Did you know that Santa Claus, Jolly Old, Saint Nick, look up an etymology book at the breakdown of the word Nick in etymology. The word Nick means evil one, demon, or devil. So the ST is really not an abbreviation for saint in Nick, it's an abbreviation for Satan.
Come on.
Nick. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
The Santa Claus that we talking about, this man was a child molester.
Come on. Right.
He's a pedophile.
Wow.
If he's not, then what? Tell me where do your baby take a picture at when you go to the mall? You don't stand next to Santa or behind. Where did they put the baby? On Santa's lap. Then he got the nerve to say, Santa Claus is coming to town. You better watch out. You better not cry.
Stop. Stop. Come on.
Santa Claus.
Stop.
He knows when you're sleeping. And he knows, how do you know all that unless you're a peeping Tom? You got to be looking through some windows or something. Do you know if you take the word Santa Claus and you move the N in Santa to the N and drop the L, Santa Claus becomes Satan's cause? So let's take Christmas back from Santa and give it to Jesus.
Right.
Have you noticed that all the reindeer got stripper names? I'm just saying. I'm not hiding the beard, but I'm saying. Vixen, Prancer, Dancer, Comet. You know that everybody got stripper names, and they all being led by Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. Red is the color of passion. What you say? Passion is leading us. Did y'all hear this? And for the record, all the children that's in the audience, there is no such thing as Santa Claus. And don't you dare cover your baby's ears up. That's right. Here you are, black mother, you done work double time, overtime, triple time, ran your credit card up, spent your tax return in advance just to give your baby a good Christmas. And then after all that sacrifice, you going to give credit to some fat imaginary white man from the North Pole in a tricked out fireman suit? No, you didn't tell me, look, no, grandma bought you this fight. Your daddy bought you this PlayStation. And I'm the one that bought you that coat. Don't get it twisted. So if you ever want to show some gratitude and love, send it to us. Because we did this for you. Do you know how fast Santa Claus would have to be moving in order for him to deliver gifts to everybody? According to the mathematics, if Santa Claus was going to visit every home in the world that had children in it, he would have to visit 19,386 homes per second. I said per second. Which means he would have to be traveling at 650 miles per second, which is 3,000 times the speed of sound. And with every child just getting a medium-sized Lego set, Santa's sleigh would weigh 321,300 tons, which is 642,600,000 pounds. But hold on, time out. He only got 8 reindeer, right? That's all he got. In order for him to pull a sleigh of that weight, he would need 214,200 reindeer. Let that land on your roof. Hell, let that land on Milwaukee. Hell, Milwaukee might fall in. No, this is technology. This is the foundation for white supremacy. See, when a baby's brain is programmed to think that the greatest person in the world is this fat white man that's going to deliver gifts to everybody around the world, then they began to have a subliminal love for white people. Then whenever the baby's tooth falls out, we say, no, don't throw it away. Put it under the pillow. And if you put it under the pillow while you sleep at night, the tooth fairy gonna come. And gonna leave $1 under your pillow. Or who was the tooth fairy? A little bitty miniature white girl with some chicken wings on her back. Baby wanna know, how do you fall in love? Oh, don't worry about it. It'll just happen to you. Cupid will show up. A little chubby baby with some chicken wings too. Rainbow show up. What's that? Oh, you know, it's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and there's a little leprechaun down there, a miniature white boy in a green outfit. Have you noticed this? Cupid white. The leprechaun white. The tooth fairy white. Santa Claus white. Huh? And then we're telling the children when we put them to sleep that Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. This is what the baby is being told while they're being swallowed by mother long before they're even able to walk. Now, next thing you know, mama gets the little baby a little older. Now the baby's in Sunday school. And now they're hearing about another Mary. And then they're hearing about a man named Jesus who's also called the Lamb. Come on. And in their mind they said, well, if Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white, then Jesus has got to be a white man. Go ahead. So all of this is the foundation for the establishment of white supremacy that has as its side effect black inferiority complex, which produces self-hatred in you and me as a people. All praise to you. So this year, let's do it again. Let's do a rerun. We said justice
Or else.
or else.
Yes, sir.
And since our black lives don't matter, then our black dollars won't matter.
That's
either.
right.
If you won't stop, then we won't shop. That should be our code.
That's right.
Up with Jesus
Down with Santa.
and down with Santa. What y'all think?
Yes, sir.
So we have to redistribute the pain to white people for injustice. But after we redistribute the pain to white people, we should redistribute our power to our own selves.
That's right.
Yeah, y'all still all right?
Yes, sir.
Somebody said, well, brother, you know, I don't understand this, man. Walmart didn't do nothing to me. Walmart ain't killed none of us. The brother said, he said, Target didn't shoot down the altar. Sterling did. Target didn't do nothing to nobody. I said, yeah, brother, but what you don't understand is that white supremacy is a system. A system is made up of interdependent parts. A interdependent means that one part depends on the other and the other part depends on it. Economics is part of the interdependent system. It is the fueling system that keeps white supremacy alive. Yeah, okay, y'all. Do y'all remember the University of Missouri?
Yes, sir.
Did none of the fans have anything to do with this racist president of the university? Did none of the coaches have anything to do with it, did they? But whenever the University of Missouri said that if y'all don't fire him, we ain't playing no more games.
Right.
Matter of fact, we ain't even showing up for practice.
Come on.
In 36 hours, the chancellor was gone, the president, everybody was quit. Because they knew that they were going to be losing about $1 million a week. So whenever you hit white people where it hurts, then they will respond accordingly because if you take your dollar bill out right now, it'll tell you, in God we trust. The problem is that black people, you think that they're talking about the same God you believe in. They're not talking about Yahweh or Allah or Elohim or Jehovah. When they say in God we trust, that's an acronym.
Come on now.
It stands for gold, oil, and drugs.
Right.
In gold, oil, and drugs, money is their God. And if you deny them access to their God, they will bow down to the principle of justice.
That's right.
Watch and see if we try it and watch it work. Y'all still okay?
Yes, sir.
Now I heard that they got a little pimping problem going on here in Milwaukee still. That's a true story?
Yes, sir.
They call it the Harvard of that.
That's what they call it what again?
The Harvard of pimping.
The Harvard of pimping. Well, the concept of pimping is whenever somebody gives money to another person that consistently is abusing them. So is pimping just a Milwaukee thing, or is it just an American thing?
That's American.
Because we getting pimped all the time. We're constantly supporting a system that does not show us justice.
That's right.
Maybe that's why during Christmas time they always have Santa saying, ho, ho, ho. I don't know, I'm just asking. I'm just saying that's what he said. I don't know. What he said? That's
Come on. Water doesn't know.
what y'all done to me. Come do something with me. Okay, I quit. Y'all still all right?
Yes, sir.
Can we make this last point and then go home?
Yes, sir.
So to take over our community, to make our community a safe and decent place to live, to go from a colony to a community, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said phase 1 is that we have to control our politics. Phase 2, we have to control our economics. He said this though, he said last but not least, in fact he said this is the most important thing that we must control. We must control above all the education of our children.
Yes, sir.
Brothers and sisters, it ain't about uniforms. It's not about smaller classes. It's not about science and math academy and magnets, so forth. It's the curriculum.
That's right.
Did you hear?
Yes, sir.
Our children are being forced to digest white supremacy from every day they go to school. Did you know that black and white children start school the same way? But when you dropped your baby off, especially if it was in daycare or preschool, you seen the white person, mother and the black mother, both the little white boy and the little black boy, both grabbed mama's leg, didn't they? Neither one of them wanted to leave. They cried. Black mother peeled the little boy off, little girl off. So did the white mother, right? And told them, y'all go on in. And both of them walked in the same way, did head down, moving real slow and timid. But notice, as that black and white child began to matriculate through 12 years of education, notice that the white child is learning about George Washington, a white man, Abraham Lincoln, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, Thales, Hypothagorus. All these are white people.
Right.
Einstein, a white man. Newton, a white man. And as you see, the little white boy and the little black boy both learn the same thing about white greatness. The little white boy leaves out of 12 years with his chest out of his head held high, ready to conquer the known world. But the little black boy, because he's never been taught nothing about somebody that looks like him that has done something great in the past, only been taught about white greatness. When he leaves, not only is his head down, but now his pants is down too. They did something, brothers and sisters, that they called in Harlem the Obama effect, where they took a group of high school students before Obama became president, gave them a test. 80% of the class flunked the test. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when Obama was running for office, I was excited. Was y'all excited?
Yes, sir.
I mean, we had got used to seeing black men outrun, outjump, and out-hit and all that. But when you see him on the stage debating, our black man was out-thinking white people.
That's right.
He gave us a different kind of pride.
Yes, sir.
So whenever Obama was running for office, I was getting all kind of text messages. It was almost like the Underground Railroad via text message campaign. I had one message that said, they said it'd be a cold day in hell before a black man be president of the United States. It was 28 degrees during the inauguration. I had another text message that said, before a black man be president of America, pigs will fly. Here comes the swine flu. I had another message that turned Obama and McCain into an acronym. Obama, obviously blacks are moving America. McCain, maybe crackers can accept it now. The text message. My cousin, the last message I got, he said, they sailing over to the Fat Lady scene, and Aretha Franklin being the national anthem. We was excited. And no matter what they do to undo whatever he has done that is of any good, one thing they'll never be able to undo. And that is the positive psychological impact that a black man and a black woman with two beautiful black girls living in that White House has done for black people. They're not going to overturn that. So, what they found in the Obama effect is they said, you know what? Without no new tutoring, no knowledge, no nothing, let's give the same little boys that had an 80% flunk ratio, let's give them the same test after he becomes president. And when they gave the little boys the same test with no new knowledge, 80% of them passed with flying colors. Hold on, you know what that shows us, brothers and sisters? It never was a problem with the little boys or girls having knowledge. It was that they didn't have the confidence. So there's a man by the name of Robert Collier who wrote a book in the 1926. It's called The Secret of the Ages. It's a book that The Secret came from. That almost all of these self-help gurus, they are taking chapters from this book, recooking it and making it their own. But in this book, The Secret of the Ages, Robert Collier made this observation. He said that he has found that education is 1/4 information and 3/4 encouragement. So what happened to these black boys and girls' minds is that when they seen somebody that looked like them accomplish something great, then they began to believe in themselves. I said, man, if a little class of black boys and girls can learn about one black man in their recent history and they can activate about George Washington a rapist. I said George Washington a rapist. Okay, I got 9 people that agree with it. For the rest of y'all that don't agree with what I'm saying, I want you to go get you a phone book today and look up all of the Washingtons and call them.
Go ahead.
And when you call all the Washingtons in the phone book, you're going to find that Pookie and Ray Ray and LaQuisha and them going to answer that phone. But ain't no white man going to answer the phone. Well, how could the first white man in America be Washington, and Washington was a white man, but all the new Washingtons are black people, unless Washington, okay, do y'all understand what I'm trying to say? But imagine if the little black boys and girls that started school with their head down began learning about Shaka Zulu, Queen Nzinga, Nat Turner, Denmark Beeson, Gabriel Cross, Fred Douglass, W.E.B. Du Bois, Madam C.J. Walker, Harriet Tubman, Elijah Muhammad. What kind of mind would that little boy or girl use it? Well, brothers and sisters, we got to recook the curriculum. Did you know that teachers are employees? And that the school has a budget that comes from the taxpayers that live in that neighborhood?
That's right.
So technically you the boss already.
Right. Come on.
So we have a right to say, look, we have allowed you all for the last 400 years to give a white supremacist-based curriculum to my babies, and they're not doing good.
That's right now.
So here's a new program. Teach them this. And if we take over the politics, take over the economics,
He's going to win.
and most importantly, and win, we take it over, the education, we're going to go from a colony to a what? And we will make our neighborhoods a safe and decent place to live. We can do it, Milwaukee. But it's going to take all of us sacrificing a little bit of time after we clock out from work to commit some amount of time for the onward movement of us as a people. Can we do it?
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for listening to our greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum.